live. YouTube's live. I pushed the wrong button. Oh, jeez. Hello, Ren. Let's see if I can get some placement games done. Grab the Sorella. Beef zone. Good. I'm still a little bummed that you can't make the kanji for Gaijin on the Switch. You might be able to with like a Japanese Switch, but that doesn't work because, you know, don't have a Japanese Switch. Jeez, I thought we were already in control. Shows how much I'm paying attention. Ow. Hi, Googleus. I should really pay attention to what's around me. Jeez. I'm gonna go this way. I mean, they know I'm going this way now. Which kind of negates the point of going that way. Ow. Ran out of ink. Why would you run Respawn Punisher on an arrow spray? How are you going to punish anyone's respawn with an arrow spray? I mean, this punished mine, but... point still stands. I'm not very good, so... I shouldn't count. I am less than mindful of my own ink. I think we got this one. I mean, not if I draw Tentamissiles into a point. Ow! My umbrella was opened, though. Pretty sure it was. I am very confused right about now. He should still have to at least hit my shield once. I shouldn't just explode the moment he looks at me. I am not being aggressive enough. I need to remedy this. Ow. Yeah, I know. But that death was basically just... I took one hit and died through the shield as far as I could tell. I mean, I get he could probably have been shooting my feet if he was lucky enough to hit that small of a hitbox. Yeah, Google is two-shot when they're in that stance, however you hold the stance. I've still yet to figure that out. I don't use dualies enough. So I know I've had people go, hold the stance when using dualies, and it's like, how? How does one do this? I don't use dualies. And when I do, I use dapples, and they two-shot anyway, so... well, it's not two-shotting, but it may as well be. It's two... I think it's three-shotting. Dapples do. It's ridiculously fast. That sounds like probably the worst thing to do against any weapon except, like, an Undercover. I mean... I suppose for the Googlers, it wouldn't be the worst. I mean, speed is kind of life for dualies. Speed is life for everybody. Guys, we've yet to take this. It's kind of important we do that. Fair enough, but you kind of understand my point. Like, dualies live by their dodge roll, and they give it up for a little more accuracy. That's why I said for, like, the most part. Like, I'd imagine, like, well, dapples, it's not that worthwhile. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Though I could also be wrong on that. I don't type a lot. I don't even know why YouTube does that, and I can't turn it off either, which is kind of annoying. It's like, oh no, you're interacting! How dare! Rude. Ow. Alright. Could swear the splatter scope has more of a charge time than that. I'm probably lagging is what it is. Because I wasn't hurt. That shouldn't have killed me. Not in that time, anyway. Ow. I mean, not really. And, like, YouTube's biggest problem is, like, you, like the majority of the populace, do many small comments instead of one big comment. Ow. I should have went the other way. That guy probably would have sat there for quite a while. Doesn't help, this heavy has point sensors, he just didn't throw any over there. Like, is that hard to throw a point sensor? I mean, it must be. Ow. That also felt a little too quick. Pretty sure that takes 4 hits normally, doesn't it? I don't know. I probably nicked some ink somewhere. Ow. True, but if you have them, you may as well throw them at the person that's, you know is over somewhere. Like, that was kind of my point. Like, the heavy knew that that brush was over there. They should have thrown a point sensor. It's another win. Yes! Neat! I mean, it's neat, but at the same time, it's slightly terrifying. I have 4 kills. I tied the heavy. Good. Black Belly is definitely not a great undercover map. It's kind of better with the default one, because ink mines. Fair enough. I mean, I'm happy with ink mines myself, but that's me. I just don't use the Tenterbrella. I've tried using it so many times, and I still prefer the, just Undercover. Oh, this team doesn't like booyahing. Okay. Ow. They're definitely more of a turf slash splat zone sub, because you can leave them on the point. They also help get chip kills, so. Why main power up on Dapples? What does that what does that even do? Ow. This team is such a worse one. True, but I think the main worry would be with how most people play. Ow. Yeah, that took like 5 hits to die that time. From the same person. Like, the main worry I think that Nintendo had with, you know, not giving the Tenta burst bombs, like, in regard to that, would be that... Ow. The burst bombs would probably be rather overpowered on it. Especially just given how people normally play it. As a giant moving shield that takes far too much damage to break. Ow. Their Hydra is definitely better than ours. And my questioning with asking, like, why run main power-up on Dapples is just, like, they don't really need any extra damage. It's kind of my, you know, my thought anyway. Now, I mean, if they struggled to output damage, then sure, but they don't. They're one of the killing weapons, you know. Ow. Not saying anything's overpowered, just that possibly Nintendo didn't give the Tentabrella burst bombs for fear of making it broken. I mean, they definitely seem to be thinking of balance a lot more. Ow. With the weapons they're adding in. Along with trying to stay true to what they used to be for the old Sheldon's picks. Ow. Yeah, I think this is gonna be my first loss of my placement games. Very likely. Or not. We got the lead. Neat. I've been X in Splat Zones for a while. Like 2-3 months, I think. Somewhere in that range. At least 2. 1 kill. I'm not doing so great. I'm not deserving these wins. Well, I say that. I'm turfing well. It has just been a long time since I've used the Undercover a lot. And I decided on using it before I looked at the maps. I looked at the rotation, so it was going to be Splat Zones, and I'm like, yeah! Undercover! I'ma use that! And then I saw it's Arrow 1 'em all and Black Belly. Which are not great maps for this. Oh great, George is still on the other team. Cowardly sniper! Ow. I didn't even see him snap to me. Though I honestly would not be surprised if I am lagging. I do tend to lag a little bit. Ow. The fox. Yeah, I mean, I don't tend to use the Undercover with the intent of getting top kills, but it happens more often than it should. That should have splatted him. Grumble, grumble. Hey, Ryan. Super jumping needs to be nerfed a bit. Because my explosion clearly reached that guy. He should have died. But no. Because he was starting his super jump. Like, what I was getting at was just the fact that my explosion happened before he was out of the radius, but he had already started through the air from his super jump. I'm assuming past that point, you're just invulnerable. Hey, I got killed! Ow. Yeah, I don't have exclamation mark commands set up. Alright, see you, Fox. Also, why would you run that kit of the Hydra? Like, I guess splashdowns can be kinda neat, but on a Hydra? Not exactly buying that. Our win! I'm honestly surprised that wasn't a loss. Yes, I do. From time to time. I'm using it now. Mostly because of the maps. I honestly couldn't tell you, Ryan. I mean, with what weapon I used Undercover. Almost exclusively. Bouncing between the default and the Sorolla. Because I don't like the Kensa. It took a special I don't like, and mixed it with a sub I'm not fond of either. Like, my first foray into... Well, I should say foray. Yeah, that's the proper word. My first foray into X rank was exclusively with the default Undercover in Splat Zones. Ow. I thought I had died there. I probably could have won had I not thought I died and let go of the fire button. Ow. Ow. That's dead. Run speed. My hat is 1 main run speed, 2 subs run speed, 1 sub ink recovery. My shoes are 1 main run speed with 3 sub ink recovery. I just don't like Torpedo myself. Ow. I don't like any, I don't like anything I do that can easily be countered by the enemy for less effort than what I had to put in to do it. That's part of my reason for not liking torpedoes. Is it takes, you know, 1 shot to break it, but it takes almost over half my ink tank to use it. I'd much rather just throw a splat bomb. Ow. Before you question that one, Rand, there wasn't much else I could have done. It was either charge him and hope, or don't charge him and die anyway. Yeah, I'm cool with my kit. My kit is more just my general everything kit, so... It's just how I run it. Me charging a Hydra is the result of me weighing the options and coming to the conclusion that just charging him is equally as, you know, likely to result in a kill. I don't think there really is a standardized kit you could use for an undercover. It really comes down to what you're doing. I spend a lot of my time walking, so I run ink resist and run speed. I don't even know how much the run speed is helping. Yeah, here's my first placement loss. Seven kills. My right Joy-Con disconnected for a second. I don't know why they do that. I mean, I use run speed with the L3. Partially because I would go with just a main power-up 33.3, but I die as much doing that as I do. I die more doing that than I do with the run speed. So it kind of counterbalances itself. I'm not a good L3. Ow. Ow. Nah, I don't mind if you post your set. I am lagging. Okay. There that person was. I can never tell whether it's me lagging or the other person lagging. I think I just bounced off of his head. I've never seen that happen before, but I kind of love it. I want to do that again. It should be, like, I don't even know what to call it. People have called it the info. It's on Twitch. There should just be, like, a picture of a jellyfish holding a sign that says Discord somewhere. You hit that. That's all I know. I don't know Twitch lingo. It's just the description to me. The people have called it different things, and it confuses me. Ah, of course I run out of ink right there. So I don't throw bombs! All I know is that on desktop, it's below the stream. That is all I know. They killed our dually sculptures. Yeah, I don't know how mobile works. I don't use mobile. One would figure they would have that on mobile, too. That's where a lot of people put their rules. Let's see if I can awkwardly around my cup find... I can't just copy the code either. Darn it. Fair enough, but like, Twitch put so much work into like having extensions and stuff for that other little spot. You'd figure they would have that on all platforms. I mean, I guess you'd be wrong to figure that, but... Now I understand why everyone goes looking for exclamation mark commands. My shield was up. Does my shield mean nothing? Ah, we had a disconnect. Good. This will be another loss. Loss to a disconnect. Ow. Ow. We're actually getting points! I get the feeling a few of the people in the enemy team are just going easy on us now. Because we had a disconnect. Ow. Well, yeah, I killed them too. So it works. Ow. I'm almost tempted just to stop trying just so this can end. Because we're not gonna win. Which does if one of the enemy team is just purposefully letting us recapture it just to, like, score kills, I'm going to be very annoyed. How good that ink armor did you there, buddy? Ow. I have my Twitch set up so links automatically get blapped. If you have, like, a join code thing, that would probably work. Like, the link itself will just get turned into 3 stars. I tried to have YouTube do the same thing, but YouTube apparently don't care. And I can't find... I can remember that being an option somewhere, but I can't find it anymore. Like, even if I were to try, it would do the same thing. So... How good that torpedo did you? Well, that one did good because it didn't even lock onto me. Yo, what's up? Oh, jeez. I need to back off. Ow. I don't like dualies. Ow. I've never quite liked dualies. For a lot of the reason why, like, I've proposed multiple theoretical nerfs to them. Of enemy ink is meant to stop you. It's meant to interrupt you. Dualies don't care. Dualies gonna keep going whether there's enemy ink there or not, and that's what bothers me about them. They don't care if you've inked their feet. They're going to dodge roll and get away. It's one of the big weaknesses that brushes have, is you can ink their feet and they're just done for. Ow, I shouldn't have done that. I should just help that out. Because you just ink their feet, take a step back, and now they're just there helplessly flailing into the air. Not able to do anything. Ow. I'm talking about exactly how I've always fought brushes. Even as far back as the first game. You shoot their feet, and it stops them from moving. And even in this case of, like, back when I was fighting those Dapples, they were mostly in my ink color, dodge rolling back and forth. They shouldn't be allowed to do that. They should have to turf their feet first. Like every other weapon has to if they have at least good kill rate. Very few weapons turf their feet at all. And it becomes an even bigger problem for things like the Undercover. Because what am I gonna do? Predict they're gonna dodge and shoot where they should be, or shoot where they are, predicting they're not gonna dodge roll again? Like, for slower fire weapons, you have to do one of the two things. And in that case, my back was to a wall. Dualies have better movement. I mean, I honestly don't think it would hurt dualies that much to give them, like, half a second of being in enemy ink that they can dodge roll for. And past that, they become bogged down. Just like swimming through enemy ink. You can get through a little bit before you get bogged down. Yeah, this is taking a little while. Watch this be another match where it's full room, disconnect. Not enough players. I mean, all I kind of want is for, dualies to act like swimming through ink. Game.exe has stopped responding. I've mentioned the dreaded nerfing of dualies. Nintendo are listening through the infrared sensor and they're mad at me now. So they're punishing all of these other people as well. Someone leaves, and now someone else will join in, and it'll reset the timer, and then we wait. Maybe Brella's that put out a little more damage, yeah. mean, considering I need to land 4 hits to kill. Best case scenario, 3 if they've taken 10 damage from something else. See, Curbs, that takes the ideal situation. Like, that would take an ideal 1v1 on, you know, a flat plane. Not enough players joined, guys. I don't know why it does that occasionally. Weapons also don't always have the benefit of being able to back up and pull range. Especially with a map like Arowana Mall. Or even like Blackbelly here. There's not really many options to fall back if you're down in, you know, around the pillar and the spire in the center. That was a good throw on their part. Ow. I should have went up. But I didn't, because I'm dumb. If I'm awake, I'm gonna do a day stream tomorrow. It's gonna take me being awake, though. That's legitimately why there hasn't really been many of them lately, is I've just been asleep. Darn it. You weren't supposed to notice me. Hey, buddy. Oh, did I make him run? Ow. Ow. Alright, Rand. Have a good night. I mean, that argument for, Brella versus Dualies is kind of the same as the argument I've heard for, weapon with ink armor versus weapon without it. Like, of course, in the perfect ideal situation, the one with, say, ink armor will win. It has the advantage over the other, but this is Splatoon. Nothing happens in the ideal circumstance. Ow. Ow. And in some circumstances, I can see the point of ink armor. Like on a Hydra to give it a free reload. But that's really about it. I know I'm kind of weird in that, because it seems like 90% of people love ink armor, and I don't understand it. I legit do not understand why. I'd more rather a special kill my opponent than give me one extra hit to maybe kill them with my own weapon. Or in the case of the Undercover with the Baller here, I'd more rather it basically capture a point on its own, or at least disrupt the control of the point on its own, than give me possibly one extra hit to maybe do that with my own weapon. Which is why I still stand by ink armor should do something extra, but not anything big extra. Kind of like how the charging of the Booyah Bomb gives special to anyone who Booyahs back, possibly make ink armor give... disconnect. Yes, make ink armor make people disconnect. Everyone would use it then. But like, give ink armor the ability to refill friendly ink tanks by quarter to 50%. That would be amazing. That would make ink armor more than worth using in my mind. But as it stands, it just doesn't do enough. The only way for ink armor to actually be a confirmable, definite good thing to run is to have two teams with the exact same skill level, with the exact same range weapons, but one team has ink armor, the other doesn't. Otherwise, there's a good chance your ink armor might not matter for anything because your entire team is outranged by the enemy team. And now your ink armor is just making it harder for people to sneak up on the enemies because you all glow. Oh jeez, I'm gonna die. Hello, Prince Cedric. Ow. But my shield was up. And I got one shot from full health. I'm definitely lagging. Might have been my fault that game didn't fill up. Ow. Thing is, the nerf I'm proposing shouldn't hurt dualies that much. But they would get rid of the one very broken thing about them. I mean, that is the one thing that has been established since day one of Splatoon. enemy ink is supposed to interrupt your movement. That has always been the thing. Dualies don't care. I mean, in a way, like, you know, say my Undercover doesn't really care, because I can fire and walk backwards kind of thing. But at the same time, I'm walking away. Like, I'm at least being slowed in my movement. And I mean, really, how much would that actually hurt dualies? To, after half a second of being in enemy ink, losing the ability to dodge roll and gaining a jump instead. Like, realistically now. To be fair, people are probably already dropping them all for the Kensa Pro. I mean... not quite my 2200 I had before, but it works. I'm finally through a set of placement games! It's only... what, 3 more games and I'll be through my Rainmaker ones too? Oh, it doesn't say in here. Darn it. I was hoping it would tell me. I kinda don't want to keep playing on this rotation. I don't like these maps. Not for Splat Zones. At least not while playing Undercover. So I'm gonna pop into Turf for probably about an hour. I mean, for me, dualies are kind of in an awkward position. Because they are, in a lot of ways, better than their non-dualie counterparts. I mean, the regular Splat dualies have basically the same range as the regular Splattershot, but until the Kensa generally had better kits. I mean, people would still play the Tent Attack, but not as much as you'd see the variant of the regular Splat dualies, which I forget its name. I don't think I've ever used it, so... And part of why they were better is the dodge roll. Wait, they've seriously brought Payday 2 to the Switch? Okay. Don't know why they would do that, but okay. That I'd say is kind of debatable. Ow. Kill speed against anything other than Umbrella, because the Umbrella has extra hits. And Zap will kill faster. From about the same fighting range. Also dies really fast. Yeah, I won't deny that being able to fire the shield off is kinda, you know, kinda powerful. On the Tenta. I've not seen it used to really any effect from the Splatbrella at all. It just breaks too easily. Ow. Should have shot that. Yeah, that's what I mean, of like firing off the shield on the Splatbrella is just not worth it. You're much better off just hanging on to it. Ow. Though even with the regular Splatbrella having it on hand, I'd still argue that an N-Zap could probably kill it faster than it could kill the N-Zap. True, but unless it's an Undercover, it's not like it's fighting back during that time either. And it's also consuming a lot of its ink to hold its shield open. Heaven forbid it actually fires it off, too. Because then it either needs to follow it or die. Like... That is one thing I kind of wish they would have added to the practice room. Like Sheldon's training room kind of area. Is adding dummies that are the Brella shields. Ow. Ow. See, by that same logic, though, if the N-Zap is good at moving around, the Brella's done for. That's why I try not to take into account player skill when comparing weapons. It's, imagine two cavemen have these weapons. Otherwise, you're not gonna get a fair comparison unless you're comparing them as an equal skilled player. So if you want to compare, you know, Umbrella that's good at movement, you need to imagine that Dooley is equally as good. Ow. In which case, yeah, Dooley. The N-Zap. I can speak. And with the staggered fire on Umbrellas, the N-Zap honestly should win, if they are absolute equals. But if the N-Zap is having to break through the shield, then the Brella's not fighting back unless it's an Undercover. The others can't do both. And considering, aside from the newest, aside from the Sheldon's Pick N-Zap, they all have bombs. That gets through your shield a lot faster. And if we're gonna imagine that the Brella is really good, then have to imagine the N-Zap has the sense to just throw a bomb at the shield. Break the shield, and then kill the Brella and move on. Fair enough, Ryan. I'm willing to bet if I had an N-Zap there, you would have been dead. I mean, let's be honest now. And I'm not even very good. I mean, quite simply, the biggest disadvantage Brellas have, in my opinion, comparing them to anything else, comes to player skill. How good the Brella is at predicting their opponent. Because you need to lead your shot. If your opponent suddenly moves, well, now you've missed. Same with a sniper, really. It happens, Ryan. Alright. Ow. Yeah, you guys had a disconnect. It was more a 3v4. Who scored about as well as you did, so don't talk crap. If you're gonna play best player on the team, you best have topped it, and you didn't. Not meaning to sound rude, but it's true. Depends on how much I'm focusing, probably. Ow. Why on that? Okay. They're probably just wearing it because fashion. Which is enough reason to wear anything, really. I think I run like 2 subs of main saver. I also run a ton of ink recovery, so. But throwing a bomb is kinda death. With the Sorolla kit, it's more throwing the splat bomb that runs you out of ink more than anything else. It happens. I mean, they deal like 20 some damage, so... Yeah, that also happens. Happens less often than the default Umbrella loses its splashdown, though. I wasn't even paying attention to scores, so I almost never do. Though I am watching the YouTube back. Splat Pro with main power-up wrecks everything. Let's be honest now. It's kinda broken. It's why Kensa Pro is kinda meta right now. Not that I don't enjoy using it myself. Ow. 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 Ran out of ink at just the worst time. But I am really hungry, so I think I'm going to be ending the stream off. I've not really ate much today, so I need some food. I get the feeling off their points that Octobrush was partying. I was just turfing their way to the center. Given they didn't have zero, so they weren't a disconnect. Yeah, I am going to be ending things off. So, thanks everyone for watching. There is a Discord, should you wish to join it. It is linked in the description of YouTube and in the info on Twitch, however that works. With that said, thanks everyone for watching, and see you tomorrow for whatever I manage to do. I don't know what it'll be. It'll be something. See you then!